What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about LCX today at the request of Oscar Maldonado. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, my friends. What's Bitcoin doing, real quick? Let's see. Being squirrely. I think it's probably going to move down. Maybe we move up a little bit first, and then we move down. But, anyways, LCX. It's been a while since we've talked about LCX, and Oscar, you asked why I haven't talked about LCX in a while. Well, that's because on a monthly time frame, I mean, if I talked about it 2 months ago, we're at the same price, and I think it's been less than 2 months that I talked about it. Right? It hasn't been that long, but still, 2 months ago, we're literally at the same price we closed at 2 months ago. And we've just been range bound even longer than that, right? We were at the same area that we were back in October of 2024, just in this zone. It's been boring. I tend to not talk about coins that are boring as often, right? I'm even starting to think about making one video a day for XCN instead of two videos because it's been so boring. And XCN's my biggest bag. I love XCN, but man, it's, when things are boring, it's just hard to continuously talk about it, right? Because there's nothing going on, right? And here it's been a little while, so let's talk about it. Maybe there's some stuff going on besides the monthly time frame. I'm sure the month to month stuff hasn't really changed too much. We do have lower lows in the RSI, slightly lower, kind of a double bottom with higher lows in the price. That is bullish. Lower lows in the stochastics with higher lows in the price. That is bullish. Lower lows in the MACD, oscillator, and histogram with higher lows in the price. That is bullish. It's called hidden bullish divergence. So good things on the long-term stuff, so long as we hold above this low. If we close below on a monthly time frame this month or any month, if we close below this low at about 9.15 cents, we're in trouble. Until then, let's smile. Let's be merry. Why not? Because we're at 12 cents and everything's good. 12 cents is actually the lowest price that I've bought this thing at. So if you buy below 12 cents, you're buying at a cheaper price than even I did. The highest price I bought, I want to say, was 21 cents. So I've been buying between that range. I would buy some more, but I've got enough LCX. I'm not really trying to add more. I think that LCX has a lot of potential, but I don't want to. I'd rather put more money into new projects or projects that I have more conviction in. I have a lot of conviction in LCX, but $113 million here, the thing that's always stressed me out a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit, is the lack of volume that we have, right? For an exchange token, there's a very large lack in volume, and that's okay. I think that as the MICA or MiCA compliance and stuff ramps up, as things go on, as it sees more use case, we will get more volume, but at the moment, that's something that does, it's a little bit of a red flag. But looking at this on a 1 hour time frame here, and just look, you can see the lack of volume right in this chart. You see how you got all these gaps. It just doesn't look organic, right? Like, just it looks very sparse and low volume esque. Let's look at this on maybe Binance. Do they have it on Binance? No, they don't have it on Binance. Of course they wouldn't. Why would they own another crypto token? Coinbase, maybe. There you go. It looks a little more organic on Coinbase, but still not so organic. Why? What the hell, man? I don't know what happened. I'm gonna go to the 1 hour time frame. I must have deleted the indicators somehow, some way. Okay, looking at this here, I think we need the indicators. Yeah, looking at this, I mean, you actually do look kind of bullish, relatively speaking. You do look pretty bullish on the 1 hour time frame. Lower lows throughout this and higher lows. That's hidden bullish divergence. You look good. You actually look really good. I would think that you're at a relative area to bounce from. You probably do bounce from here and start moving up. That's nice. The nice thing about these gaps is whenever you have a gap, you can expect to fill them, right? Not all gaps get filled though. Let's see. I bet we can find, like look at that gap there. You didn't fill that gap, and I doubt that you do come down to fill that gap. But not all gaps get filled. But that's a fallacy if anybody thinks that. Sometimes some charts, you have to get to know your chart. If you go back and you can find a chart that all the gaps do get filled, maybe it does. Maybe it could be one of those. Those do happen, but not for every single chart. You have to get to know your chart a little bit better. 4 hour time frame here, from a relative high back on the 18th of July to the relative low on the 1st of August. Wow, you've been moving up since the first. That's nice. That's better than what most cryptos have been doing since the first. Looking good. Yeah, you're looking pretty good, man. 382 to the 236, up to the golden ratio, down here to the 0.5382 area. You're moving up. We'll see you at 13.7 cents to 14.2 cents. That's nice. That takes the stress off of closing below that monthly low close that we don't want to close below. So good. That looks good. 1 hour time frame looks bullish. The 4 hour looks bullish on the RSI and the stochastics and the MACD. All good. All really good. Yeah. Now, I don't like this rejection candle here, but you've had some bearish candles and still moved up nonetheless. I'm not too worried about it. You are at a price that you've found resistance at before. If I'm wrong and we do move down, The lowest I'd give you is about 11.5, 11.4 cents. I doubt that you get below this low here or these highs, right? I don't think that you get below there. But you could find support there and move up. Let's just see from a low to a high. What would that make sense? Low to high. That's right at your 382 and just below it. So yeah, you could go to 11.5, 11.4 cents. I don't have a problem with that. You know, your RSI, it's like it wants to be strong, but you're not doing strong things, so maybe you do weak things. Stochastics have been overbought for a while. You've had a good run in your MACD. You look good on all these fronts, but maybe you cool off. And it's okay if you do. You know, 12 cents to 11.5 cents, 11.4 cents. I hope nobody has a problem with that. I hope that doesn't throw a wrench in your day. Ultimately, I do think that we're moving up higher. You've got this nice little W shape at the bottom here, right, with this kind of look right there. I would think that we're moving up higher pretty damn soon. Let's look at the daily time frames as well, or the indicators. Bouncing off the oversold zone, coming into the overbought area, crossing above here. You're getting set up for some bullish stuff. Again, I don't think that this downward move to 11.5 cents or 11 cents itself will be a long-lived experience. I think it'll be a short-lived experience, but all in all, you're looking good, man. You're looking pretty damn good. I would think that you move up higher. Very tenacious downtrend, isn't it? But if you look at this here, there's some bullish stuff going on. Right, you take this low, you put it at these lows, try to get the line of best fit because it is a low volume thing. So these lines, you want to get it best fit. Not you don't want to be so rigid, right? Because that's not going to get respected. Of course it's not, because this thing has low volume, so your wicks are going to be a little bit more extreme. You want to get something that's line of best fit, which I think that line there is pretty best fit, best formed. You've started to diverge away from that, and you're even now diverging away from that, softly curving up. I think you've got a very bullish phase of accumulation going on here on the daily time frame. Yeah, everything looks good. The stochastics look good. The MACD looks good. The RSI looks good. I like it all. From a high here, from December 7th to the low here on June 23rd, moving down a little bit more than the average crypto. Most cryptos found their lows in April. That's okay, though. Oh, Bitcoin moved up a little bit. Moved up just a little bit, but not much. Finding resistance at the 236, that's okay, that's common. I would think that you do continue higher. You might find some turbulence at about 16 to 16.5 cents, something like that. Consolidate, find support at the prior resistance point, and then continue to move up all the way to this golden ratio zone. 22.5 to 25.1 cents, something like that would be where I think you find resistance. Okay. And again, this thing has low volume, so maybe you're a little squirrely, whatever. But you'll probably find some turbulence there, come back, find support in this area, and then get really rallying, right? I don't think that you're just going to pump and move through the roof like this. You're not going to skyrocket. I think that you're going to dilly-dally your way up here, and then maybe in September, that's whenever that skyrocket time will happen. If we're looking at this on a weekly time frame, I would assume that we do see new all-time highs, or maybe not new all-time highs, I shouldn't say that. New highs relative to this. I mean, we will see new all-time highs, but new highs relative to this, that should happen in September, if not by the end of August, but I'm thinking sometime in September. Relative high to low here. I'm also going to put on the relative high to low here because it's all in the same range. If it'll let me. Come on now. There we go. 1272 at 60 to 62 cents. $1 golden ratio zone, psychological resistance there. I like that. I think you will. You're at 12 cents. I think that you will move up to $1 overall. That's a nice psychological area to find resistance at. If not by the end of September, I mean, certainly there by the end of the year, if not higher by the end of the year. But I would very much, at a minimum, expect 60 cents to be achieved by the end of September. So a lot of growth to come. Not a lot of time to do it. You're going to be all right, I think. Just be patient. I know that we've been beaten up, but things are turning around right now. So buy the dip, hold the rip, and you just might get to sell the tip. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all. Take care of yourselves. All right, bye.